Hey guys, it's me again. Welcome back. Sorry about my voice. I'm still getting over whatever this is, but here I want to talk to you today about overprocessing your sound. Yeah, it's something that is really easy to do, especially as you start getting into the world of effects, playing more and more melody. It's easy to find these little toys and trinkets that really add to our sound, but it's really easy to overdo them. So let's have some fun, guys. So yeah, effects are great, guys. There's a lot of ways that we uh, we tend to overuse them, but once you find that sound that really suits you, then it's hard not to go back to that. And I'm I am definitely advocating play with pedals, play with effects because it will help you find your sound. But something you want to be careful of is making your guitar sound too, I say too processed, but I guess another way, in some ways, it just sounds too much like a toy. So, let me get you some classic examples. And again, there's nothing wrong with these at the right time, right place. But here's a couple examples if we can do this. So, chorus is it's a fun effect. But if you use it in the wrong context, it makes the guitar sound kind of cheesy. So, let me put this here. I'll do it like this. So, imagine with me, or even better, grab your guitar, play along. So, we're playing in G right now. I'm just going to play a simple a G, a C, a G, a D, an E minor, and a G. So, it'll go like this. Alright, that's really simple. Really simple. So we start playing that. Here's this part again. So we're taking it back to a D here, guys, just to make it sound right. That sounds really good. You can play, you can solo behind that. It's fun. What happens when I overprocess that with too much of a chorus? So we start playing. Here's that part again. And you're like, Jeremy, you threw way too much of a chorus. That's not fair. I I can't tell you how many times I've walked into a music shop and the people there are playing with the effects, and the effects are super strong. Sometimes that's how people like it, and that's fine. But when you're playing as part of your sound, you don't want to sound over-processed. That kind of takes away from what you're doing at that moment. It's just, it can be a bad balance. What's another example? Not a lot of people I know of play with flangers. When I was younger, I picked up these $20, I think they were Dan Electro or something. They were these cheap little box pedals, and they're like $20 a pedal. They were great. One was a flanger, one was a distortion, and I think I was going to get an echo, but never did. But I would play around with a flanger, and it was pretty cool, especially when you overprocessed it because of the sound. So a flanger has a pretty cool sound to it. It has a really good sound to it. Flangers, they can add so much to a song. But again, when I was younger, learning how to overprocess things was very easy. It's not the same. You hear that? It's off. And that's because it's simply an overprocessed sound. I haven't talked about this last one yet because, guys, I'm not against distortion, but I'm against too much distortion. One of the best sounds can be when something has enough bite in it, you know. I love listening to a little bit of harder style music because sometimes the sound of the music, the words, they can be so passionate. But when the music's overdone, which you can hear at certain times, after a while, it's noise. So when people take a good distortion, and mind you, I'm running my amp clean, except for I'm running a tube screamer on this amp. I'm using a PV Viper amp. I'm running a tube screamer mod. Right now I'm on Brit. I was on Plexi. And I'm on bypass. Running this clean. So right now, I'm going to kick in a little bit of distortion here. And I'm going to try to get this volume adjusted so it's not going to blast your guys' ears. Hey, that's a good sound, you know? That sounds like you're at an outdoor concert. Which is great. But again, when I walk in the music shop, it can be absolutely horrible what you hear. Because people sometimes believe that the more is better, or if a little bit's good, a whole lot of it's good, right? It's like, hey. They're like, hey, that's not bad. And so they add a little bit more. And after a while, you just get lost in all the fuzz and all the, I call it cover up, because distortion can cover up your sound if you put too much of it in there. So what am I saying? Don't use distortion? No. I like distortion. I like overdrive. I like using cool effects. I haven't explored them to their fullest extent by any means. There are guys that, you know, they have their own pedal board they bring with them to gigs. I haven't started that yet. You know, my amp covers quite a few effects, and if I need an effect, I'll usually use my modification on there, or my application on there. But what I am saying is this: whenever you're playing your instrument, your guitar, avoid taking so much of a thing when it sounds good and adding so much of that thing that helped it sound good so that it now sounds bad. Be careful. When people may agree with this, they may not. But I'm going to tell you, go to Audacity. Download Audacity. It's a free recording software. Connect it to your amplifier. Connect it to mic your guitar if you have an acoustic and you're running through an effects channel. But hear the difference between when you add a little bit of an effect and it sounds good, and then you overprocess it. And you take that and you add that through multiple layers. What am I just saying there? What I'm saying is, the more effects you add in a song, if everything has its own effect and it's done individualistically, then you can wind up with this mess of a sound. It doesn't sound good. So be careful. Avoid overprocessing that sound. Start it off simple. I just talked last time about be clean before you make something distorted and dirty. You know, that's something that you can do, is take care of something, take care of it while it's small, you know. Add a little bit of color to it, but protect that sound. And then as the recording goes on and you start to hear, hey, this isn't sounding as good, go back to what sounded good. That goes back again, guys, to training your ear. Go back to what sounds good and keep working with that. Figure out, okay, how can I fine-tune this now so that it sounds even better? So I'm running out of time, guys, but thank you so much for swinging by. I do hope we will be jamming soon. Take care. God bless you all. Bye.